once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am still based on the background. I'm still streaming from New Orleans. Holy cows, brothers and sisters, I am feeling so good. I hope the sound's coming through because I'm feeling comfy. I'm feeling established. The idea, this live stream, it's at a spontaneous time, a little later than usual, so I never know what to expect. I know at different times, different people show up, and then on different days, there's different people available. And for those of you who catch me live, sincerely, thank you. For those who tune in later on the restream or wherever, blessings to you too, right? Let's all hang out and talk today. That's kind of the vibe I'm at, but there's so much to talk about. Where do we start? Let's start where we start. Peace in the background, right? Peace in the background. And this thumbnail, I was going through what's available to me already, and this quote was just perfect for me. God removes to replace. God will never take away something in your life without the intention of replacing it with something so much better. Sometimes it's hard to believe that. I know this. But trust God and the pruning, transition, and the transformation. It all happens effortlessly and beautifully if your mind is open to seeing it. Because earlier today there's so many ways to get us in the story of where I am today and these ideas. But earlier I was seeking inspiration for myself. I do that often so that I can share inspirations with you. And one of the things that stood out earlier was this comment about trust in the energy that wants to fill all emptiness and lack. There's an energy in nature that wants to fill all voids, all absences, all emptiness and lack. There's a natural form that wants to fill those things. The power in that is love. Love wants to fill all absences, all lacks, but how much attention do we give love individually, collectively? How much attention is actually given to love or problems? I mean, comparatively, evaluate yourself honestly. Are you spending more time with appreciation, words of appreciation and praise? Or are you focused on the condemnation, right? The conviction that there's all these problems that can't be fixed. You can play whatever games you want, but the games you play with yourself have real life consequences. And it's time for us as people to wake up. Wake up to the glory of God, to discover the life you've never known. It's here waiting for you, just like it was here waiting for me the whole time. Heaven, that is. Heaven is here and now. If you seek it and know it and God allows it, you realize it for yourself because you experience the transformation that heavenly ideas bring forth through you. It's so divinely simple. Any child can easily understand. Every adult gets confused because of their pride, their hubris, their arrogance, or their memories of weakness, insecurities, right? Weaknesses and insecurities, those develop fears in us until we're strengthened. My brand and message is live without fear. I understand what I'm saying. I hope you do too. Because if you do, if you can understand me, you can understand you better, better than you ever have in your past. See, part of the notes I wanted to share today was the story of Jack, the path of my intellectual growth and my spiritual development. Between my intellectual growth, my mind study, right, learning and considering and trying to understand things, figuring things out. That's what I've spent a lot of my life doing. Praise God. I have lived such a blessed life. I've been so blessed and in heaven my whole life. Holy cows, the nature I have been in, the environments I have witnessed and experienced and seen all around this world. And there's not, let me correct myself for my critics, not every place in the world have I been, but there are many that I intend to visit, should God allow me. I trust now. I trust in that energy that wants to fill all emptiness and absence and lack. Because in the material form, in the physical form, I've lost a lot, right? What did I ever have? In my past, I had a drinking problem, a resentment problem, an anger problem. Oh God, I found so many problems in everyone. Not even in, I mean, not just myself, but I found problems in everybody. And I was so conflicted because I wanted to love. I wanted to love so much, but I knew that love hurts. Fuck, love hurts. That's the way I used to think, man. Because you got to empty yourself for those who you love. You wear yourself thin, always giving. God, it just never ends. People are so damn needy. It only depends on the environment you're in. In other ways, people are so glorious, so creative, so divinely imagined. There's no two that are truly identical, but they're just images and reflections of each other. Every human being that ever was and ever is. We're reflecting the past. See, back to Jack. The development of Jack in my intellectual studies. Somehow I stumbled upon the ideas of non-duality, right? Non-duality helps you recognize the unity and the universal equations that are just, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's everywhere in nature. There's divine principles that guide every moment. Every minutia, everything is emerged and lived perfectly until it's not needed. I mean, it's just, there's a beautiful dance of life and decay that we're a part of. It's just a natural occurrence. But mankind, we've overcomplicated things so much, so much. I was reminded of this earlier in my own personal experiences. I won't go into details, but it looks like God has blessed me again. And in my efforts to retrieve the blessings that are waiting for me, I ran into legal issues that are going to delay things. So today I wasn't able to receive what is apparently mine due to the laws and restrictions that other people have chosen to follow. But everything is coming together in the perfect time. And, you know, it just started with a letter in the mail. And then I took some steps online and I couldn't figure it out. And then I ended up calling. Spoke to a fine gentleman today who spent over an hour trying to help me out. trying to help me figure out how to do what I wanted to do. And so the point of this long-winded story of this is I was shown clearly how much not just me, all of us, how much we need other people in this society that we're a part of. We truly need each other. We need each other to understand each other. We need each other to cooperate with each other. We need each other to treat each other with respect. It's the only way we can learn. See, you don't learn when you're always fighting. You know, back to the thumbnail, right? It's hard to believe that when something is taken from your life, it's hard to believe that there's better available. And in our grief, in our loss, in our darkness of grief, we may not see the blessings, right? Because the blessings show up in life, at least according to what I've noticed. The blessings show up in ways that are different than our minds first pictured. Okay? My story is what it is. I was separated for a time from my family. My career changed. My home situation completely transformed. So everything in my life changed. And then I found myself alone, without ideas, without answers. So where do you go? If you don't have people to go to, you end up going to yourself. And when you go to your true self, that's where you find God. There is no distance from God. There is no space that separates you from God or heaven or hell. Okay, those are states of experience. You are experiencing you right now. Nothing more. And it's just gloriously simple once you are allowed to realize this. Okay, it's by the grace of God. I don't have the link pulled. I don't have it put in the description, but I did watch something earlier. I can share this link. And actually, why don't I do this? Since I'm sharing links, why don't I just drop the link to join before I start heading off in different directions? The idea is, let's hang out and talk. Okay, I'm feeling at peace. I feel like I can be a good example of maintaining composure today. So folks are welcome to join. I think I got it pinned to the link. Hey, brother Antonio, thank you. Thank you. Favorite show. Right now, the benefits of joining as a member, there are not many. Okay. Admittedly, it's generosity at this point. You get to feel good about financially supporting me. I have not been creating content or making much yet. Okay. It's a good question, but honestly, I have not done much. And for those who have been investing in me, thank you. Sincerely, I truly do appreciate it. Every little bit helps these days. It really does. But just because there has been an absence of value in one direction from me, things change, man. Things change with Jack very quickly. And all it takes is just some good ideas, a little execution, and boom, we got something solid for you, right? But for right now, it's been just me managing me and what I've got going on. And I am a handful, man. I was thinking about this earlier. I shared this with a friend. Yeah, I will do things regardless of what the signs say I should do. I mean, because it may appear one way to people, but if I see something and it seems right to me and I'm not seeing any critical errors in my discernment, I'll do stuff that just to see what it's like sometimes. I swear that is a devil inside me, man. I am a troublemaker. I can be. I can be a troublemaker. I know my tendencies, but that's part of self mastery. You must know you. Back to the topic of non duality, understanding the universal unity that is a part of you and that you are a part of. There's no separation of me or you or anything else. Anything that else that is or was or ever might be, we have a connection to. It may not be cognized, may not be made apparent in our mind, but our heart knows, because it's in our heart that the laws of love are written and revealed. I've seen a lot of people online discussing, philosophizing, debating, trying to intellectualize God. You cannot. It can't be defined. It's an experience. But once you taste the experience and you realize that you've always been experiencing it, then it's like, holy shit, how was I so blind? How did I not see other than the divine path of karma, right? Every one of us is operating at the level of mind, the level of heart and desire of the moment. And in every moment, sometimes our minds get clouded, right? Sometimes we get distracted. We don't hear things correctly. But our heart and our subconscious and our soul and our spirit and the greater part that is us, that's beyond the mind, it knows, man, it knows. And you do not want to lie. You do not want to lie to yourself, and you do not want to lie to others, because if you do, you're a fool. Because the truth matters. The truth creates and destroys your life. Whether you realize it or not, truth is God. You've always had a relationship with the truth, have you not? Sometimes you step away from the truth. Sometimes you're afraid of the truth. Sometimes you just ignore the truth, don't you? We've all got these tendencies. It's up to each of us to stop. But there is no stopping karma or life or what happens. So what I've been learning how to do is how to surrender. Okay? Because the ego mind, the mind that wants to know God, the mind that wants to know answers, that mind, while it is the path and the gateway, that mind is in the way. I was listening to a lecture earlier by, I've mentioned him quite often, by Shunyamurti. And I think, yeah, I'll drop the link for that. And I'll try and put it in the description afterwards, but I'm not going to play any of it. It's self-realization. He answers some questions, and the topic is self-realization in an age of anxiety. Realizing the self, okay? Realizing that you are not just the body of you. You are the essence of you. You are the witness of you. You are the ruler of you. In some way, you are the God of you. You rule you. What do you allow yourself to do? If you allow yourself to sit in pity and grief and misery and fear and anxiety, that's up to you. But if you don't want to sit with grief and anger and anxiety and blah, 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 if you don't want to do that, it's up to you. It's always been up to you, just like it was always up to me. For God has given us everything we need to be happy, to find fulfillment, to find growth, to find development, to find achievement. We've been given everything every single day. What's holding us back? Perhaps it's God. For in the end, it really is God who's doing everything. We are the dream of life imagined into form through the universal process of time and change and development and evolution, life and decay, the complete balance and the dance that's been offered forth for us to experience. Heaven and hell are yours to find. The truth is your path. Love is the way. It's exactly what Jesus taught. Love is the way to know the truth. Back to non-duality and the realization of the self. You must surrender your identity. Simple as that. If God allows it, and it's all by the grace of God. Shunyamurti mentions this in that video. Should you be able to dissolve your ego and discover your true self, that is only by the grace of God. But you can do it through intent, but the intent your intent must include your surrender so that you can realize the love you can bring. It's a beautiful, simple path. There's no time. It doesn't take time. It takes an intention. It might take a choice. It takes the idea for sure. So please receive from me. I'm transmitting these ideas to you and the universe around me who might find me. I'm transmitting these ideas to you so that you might consider your own path of surrender, surrender your identity, so that you can become the force that brings through the love, right? You can align with that force, that energy that wants to fill the emptiness and the lack. You can align with that to fill the emptiness and the lack of love. And with that, there's a man in the back that I thought of earlier. If he showed up, I'd bring him up. Welcome back, Stephen. How are you today?
Hi, Jack. I'm doing great. Having a late dinner, having noodles. How are you doing?
I'm truly, truly blessed.
Are you still in New Orleans, or where are you at?
I take it you didn't tune in earlier.
I just joined. I got here late. My apologies. I also wanted to say I'm sorry for making fun of you on my channel. I am sorry for. Hello to Rose. I see she's here. Good to see you, Rose.
It
We
is.
like each other. We get along, me and Rose.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear. Rose, blessings to you. Hey, we're getting an echo through you, Stephen. I'm not
Oh
sure
no.
what I'm not sure what you can do. I clicked your echo cancellation, but I'm going to mute you for just a moment. It's happening when I speak. So I don't know if you got another something open, but Rose, blessings to you. I was trying to remember. I think tonight's the night, right? Yeah, tonight's the night of that you guys are going. And your babies are well loved. I didn't get pictures of them as much as I hoped. Every time I found myself with the cats, the camera wasn't near me. But I hope you guys are having an amazing time. I have been truly finding heaven in the comfort that you left behind. So I'm so glad you guys are there. I love you both, and I hope you have a great time. Here, Stephen, I'm going to unmute you again. It sounds like it may be taken care of. Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Shout out to Rose, and I hope you're having a great time. It's good to see you here. And
To
yeah, our poll said get back to Steven's apology. I was in the midst of saying sorry to Jack for making fun of him, and sincere apology for the Jack Talcott memes, the shorts, some of the things that I said about him in my live streams, and Jack in the Box. I made He probably saw it at some point, but yeah, this is one of my favorite shows, so I do enjoy coming here. And I lost my phone, otherwise I would have called Jack. I'm on my laptop, so I've been trying to get on the show to apologize. So here I am.
I appreciate you doing that. And I do hope it's honest, Stephen, because I've seen you. You're not as bad as you're portrayed. I see that others are doing to you similar to what you have done to me. Um, we can break these patterns, but it's up
Yes.
to each of us to do it. And I'd encourage you, Stephen. You've been around long enough. There's a reason for that. Okay. And I actually appreciate the fact that you've been around as much as you have. I admittedly, though, I was thinking in the past, I tolerated you more than I appreciated you. And I'd really like that to change. And I think this can change easily.
Yes. It feels good to be appreciated rather
It
than just tolerated. So I am God experiencing himself. I'm part of this experience. I think we're all pieces of God. We're all sparks of God, of the divine creator. So I am as much a part of this experience, this life, this system as anyone else. I did hear Moose bashing you earlier on Landry's show. I found that interesting. He's quite a character. He likes to talk about me for some reason, but he said that he took over your show and all kinds of things. He says that he steals channels, and he's quite a character. I didn't know much about him until recently, but he's quite a guy.
He's
I'd
a
be careful
snake.
of that one. Yeah, I'd be careful of that one. So if he's been talking about me, I don't know him whatsoever. So I don't know what he's been saying about me, but he's not on my channel. I've never had a conversation with him.
I believe that.
Anyway, yeah. So I think he likes to talk about people. I just thought I'd let you know about that. But I really do like Rose. I've never spoken with her boyfriend or whoever, but I only know her online. But I get along very well with Rose, and I think with some of the other people here as well. I think some people here in the chat might even say that I was your best co-host ever. I wouldn't be surprised if some said that on here.
That could be true based on what has been, but I truly intend to do some great things in the future. And so far, the people who have joined me, they haven't seen me doing great things. And I think, admittedly, because what you said, Stephen, you're right. You're a reflection of me. You are a part of this experience, not just on the online, but the physical reality as well. We're sharing this day together. And so everyone I see, this is what I've been learning is to really get out of the ego identity and realize that even the people, especially the people I don't like, the people who trigger me, they are reflections of me. So those they reveal areas of me that I either have the potential to mirror, right? The angry outbursts that Wizard and I would exchange, Tommy and I, Paul and I, right? So they help me see my tendency to be like them. Although, admittedly, sometimes I did that consciously, trying to be relatable. Nothing has worked for me yet.
Well, maybe I'm a test for you. I'm not sure. I might even be a test for you. And I think in the past you said that I could be a test, or you could be a test for me. I think you said as well, vice versa. But we've had some good times together. We've gotten along at times and had some good long conversations. It hasn't all been bad. I try to focus on the positive, and there's been some very positive streams here, some shows that were, as I said at the time, they were excellent shows, and
I
I do
agree.
think you are trying to reach people and teach people. And I do respect that. I respect the attempt. I
Thank
realize you're kind of dealing with a lot of idiots on the internet. So it's hard to reach these people. There can be a lot of dumbasses and and whatnot and snakes and pretenders and trolls and all the riffraff, everything that comes around. But I do appreciate the attempt. That's what a good teacher does. Like Jesus. Jesus didn't come to a perfect world to speak with perfect people. He came to a flawed world with flawed people. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, thank you, Stephen. Yes to all that. I want to address a comment and then something you mentioned. We may have an opportunity for you and Moose to talk. God works in mysterious ways. And this, yes, I got to hear the song, and I as well. I hope Jason does find a way to record it and release it. That would be so much fun. Maybe we could do something to support him with that, so it can be something I use. I don't know. There's lots. I guess I need to talk to him about that, don't I? We'll talk when you guys get back for sure. I'm excited for the future. Let me bring up our other guest. It looks like Moose is here, which is interesting. Welcome, Moose. How are you?
Hey, hey, Jack. I have a
The
few.
producer.
What's going on? It's a joke, Steven. I have a lot of things on my mind, Jack. First, I want to start with Steven because you brought him up first. Steven, I'm over on my live stream. I was reviewing some footage from yesterday, where I was accused of supposedly talking bad about somebody, and then they took it and ran with it and made it a big deal. And I just reviewed all the footage, and the only person I ever said anything bad about was you, Steven. I said how you were doing a 24-hour live stream, talking bad about people. Well, I also
Which wasn't true.
I agree, sir, and that's why I went into I paused the video and I corrected the record. I said, you know what, it was wrong what I did. You can look at my stream. I just want to say I apologize to you for that, Jack. I want to apologize to you as well, because you see how I come around. I come around sometimes. I'm trying to be funny. I try to be like uplift people. But you know what? Honestly, these other people, they continually, every time they see that people want to work together, they continually try to like destroy it, and they try to paint everybody else as the bad guy, and then they got to get the attention back on them. And yeah, I've come to the point where, like I said yesterday, I accept you for who you are, but I'm having trouble accepting others for who they are, because as I see many of us are trying to get to something greater or work towards something, at the same time we're being belittled, and we're being it's just false claims all over the place. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I yield.
Would you like some support with what you said? Some feedback? Moose? Because what you described is true, and there's simple solutions.
Well, what would you propose as a solution? My solution is to cut everybody off and just not. I'm not going to deal with these people anymore. I'm not going to go around their place, and I'm not going to try to be funny or fun for them, or even try to be in their company, because I'm starting to realize that these people are truly evil. Like
I
I
think you're being funny now, Moose. To be honest, with all due respect, I don't know if you're being sincere at this point. It's hard to tell with you, Moose. It really is. But I want to
That's
say
true.
thanks for
That
being,
that
just a
is true.
second. I want to finish this. Thank
Sorry.
you for being such a good fan of my show from the shadows. I didn't know you were tuning in, watching my show, Moose. Apparently, you like watching my show. So thanks for watching.
Well, you're very welcome, and I like to stay afloat on Team Evil actually, because there's a lot of things that I don't see about other people. I like to look for the good in everyone, and there is certain people though that they actually genuinely are. They possess a different a way of life. They prefer the dark. They prefer the chaos, the drama, the bullshit. They prefer to slander and lie and defame others
Are you
and
talking
like
about Landry, or who are you speaking about at this point?
I'm not saying any names. I'm just gonna say that even I've been part of the fun, but like my
Yeah.
intention was never to hurt anybody. My intention was never to like, it was to have fun and bring more people to watch us and stuff. But what I'm seeing now is I'm actually from a step back. I've started to see that these people don't want to see anything greater at all, ever. If you start
Moose,
getting
you're
better, they'll try
talking,
to destroy it.
Moose, you're talking about yourself.
Oh,
And
brother, I
Stephen,
hear you.
and Stephen, when you asked who he was talking about, he was describing himself.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I get it now. I get what you're saying, Jack.
I think there's a little
Okay.
of that in me, but no, I don't think it's
Well,
all there.
well, here, Moose. I asked if you wanted to know you wanted to know my feedback, but you already had a plan. But
What do
here's
you mean
here's
plan?
another.
I said yes. I said yes when you asked.
But
And
then
then
you went on with your
Steven
plan.
went on with his thing, and then yeah, we just moved on from that. But yes, I would like to hear it.
Okay.
Let's roll
Well,
back.
what you said was right. There's others that you don't understand. You don't understand yourself. And so your plan of making these walls, pushing people away who are different than you, you're denying yourself opportunities to learn more about you. Why do you feel weak enough that you have to push people away? You're stronger than you think.
But what's the point in fighting them? Like,
There's not. There's not, but you can
so
learn
you
how
just
to. Well, you do what I've been doing, Moose. You learn how to deal with liars and still maintain your own dignity and respect, because the world is filled with liars and deceivers. And online in this dysfunctional community, this is bullshit, man. Bunch of grown men and women sitting around gossiping like children, complaining and blaming and not really accomplishing shit, telling each other how great they're doing because they're complaining about other people in the same way. It's
fucking
bullshit,
a
dude.
right,
Here,
fucking a
here,
right, Jack.
here. It is, I agree. That is bullshit. It's all gossipy, and they're doing it a lot of times just for the money or the fame or the status, and it's like high school again. That's kind of what it is.
Question for you guys. I don't know if you were watching yesterday, Steven, but uh, I rewatched the stream and I didn't see myself say anything negative about anyone. I don't think I presented myself as a super clown or a joker or anything like that. I might have missed the timestamp, but I watched the whole interaction with Cage. I watched all the way up till you said you were ending, and I respectfully left. Um, so yeah,
Weren't
I'm
you kicked?
genuinely
Were you kicked
asking.
off the show yesterday?
No, sir, I was
Okay.
not. No, I came up and we were talking about how, if Jack's going to get into, he wants to get into speaking to a crowd of 15,000. And like me personally, that's not my dream. Like some people might want to go skydiving, right? And so like I support Jack in his dream and his goals, right? But I don't have to like necessarily like I that's not for me. Like I'm not going to go skydiving. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be the one standing in front of 15,000 people talking. But hey, I wouldn't mind making a banner or making a big old poster that Jack stands in front of or something. Something that's like a supporting role. Like, I never wanted to be the person that's the face of a movement or, any of that stuff. I just like being a supporter. I mean, is that
I
wrong, Jack?
encourage you. Well, my my wondering look, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. but you're not actually being honest with yourself about how you're coming across, because you still got the excuses of gaining content or viewers. But
Yeah, but a different type. I'm not looking for I'm not looking for the people that are looking to belittle each other. I'm looking for just people who are just want to have a
but most
conversation like we're having right now, Jack.
right. But I tuned in briefly to OTW
Oh
restream
yeah.
me, and I heard enough. I heard enough to see you're a snake. OTW's a disrespectful piece of crap. He's ignorant and foolish, wanting to laugh and make fun of me. And Denizen actually did describe me accurately, which no one seemed to care about. He presented my side pretty fairly, I thought. And
I don't
nobody
think I
seemed
was
to.
there when Denizen was there, Jack. So
Okay.
please don't put
Thank
me
you.
in with that part,
Fair
but
enough.
I do I you know, all I have to say is I played my part,
I
and I
know.
thought my part was
No.
I thought it was a fun part for a while, but
Oh,
Moose,
I'm
can you?
starting to realize that it's not going to ever change. Like they're always going to be just shit bags.
please don't believe that. Okay? Because you are the man who can change what you're dealing with. You can be a positive influence in anywhere you go. Okay? But you got to be willing to do that and willing to be that. But Moose, there's a trick that I've learned, okay? It's the trier, the one who is trying. That one who is trying will have desperation and nervousness. And that nervousness and desperation gets in the way of execution. So you don't have to try to be funny, Moose. You're a funny dude. Okay? You've got a great sense of humor. You can work on your timing for sure, but
Thank you, Jack. That is an honest that's an honest observation, bro.
Yeah, he's. I think what Jack is saying is, Moose, you're not just a snake. You have your moments of
right.
being
Thank
funny. Yeah,
thank you. Yes. You're a good
welcome.
dude, but I see you trying too hard to be a good dude. And some of the good dudes you found yourself a part of, they're not the greatest examples of what a man should be. Okay? You got to face that. You know it. You just haven't accepted it.
Well, yeah, I actually have. That's why I've like started coming around
You know what?
and
Yeah.
being a little different. And I like yesterday when I came in here, it wasn't to be a jackass like or a jerk off. It was like literally I was like, bro, like I see what you're doing. You've actually done stuff and you're actually trying, like you continually try to do stuff. Whereas I'm watching these other people who have never had a family. They don't have a, anything that they say they're working towards something, but you can't really see anything tangible what they're working for, and then they belittle everyone around them. Like I was just shocked because I was like, dude, that shows who you really are when I literally never said anything bad about you, but you're going to go and you're going to tell 200, 300 people that I was over on Jax and I was doing this or I was doing that, and you want to get everyone all pissed off at me for it. That's why I want to stay away from them, just because it's more it's more annoying, Jack, than anything. It's like, god damn, like why do you have to make things like drama for no reason? There's no
Right.
drama.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Moose. And I want to welcome Hank. It's been a little bit since I've seen you too. How have you been, my friend?
I've been pretty well. So yeah, this week, the machine lions and I had just a small, just falling out because we had a miscommunication, but we got it resolved in under 12 hours because it just needed
Nice.
to display what I said. But in contrast to that, I have people that I had guess I guess conflict that's been extending into multiple years now because they refuse to reflect on their own behavior.
Hank, congratulations. I saw the disagreements between you two, and I was a little saddened, to be honest, because I love you both. But I also had faith you guys would work through it. So I'm glad to hear. Under 12 hours, you guys found ways to make peace, to find peace with each other and resolve the misunderstandings. And just what you said too, Hank, there's people that have been just looping on disagreements, unwilling to look at themselves.
Hey, Hank, good to see you.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
It's okay.
some of those people who loop their own disagreements the most are just some of your best buddies, unfortunately, Jack.
I know. This is what I realized. The world of liars has created a world of distrusting people. And people, they trust in their own ideas more than what is really shown to them. It's the frantic mind. It ignores facts. It overlooks things. The practice I've been on is truly surrender to the present moment. Accept what you have learned about yourself, about others, and then from that place of stillness, even if it's just a brief moment, if you can pause and breathe and be and know that you are and that you know what you know, then from a place of love, if you go into your heart space, right, bring your mental focus into the center of your being and into the center of your core of your being, and then feel what feels like the right thing to do. What would I like to remember myself doing in this moment? Does that make sense?
Namaste. Yes, it does. It does make sense. I know I said that in a funny way, but it really does. And it actually connects with something Hank is familiar with. Hank has said that truth is a feeling, and Jack is saying connect with our feelings, and then you guys kind of meet in the middle with the whole truth is a feeling, and you got to feel your way, what feels right. And I think I understand if you meditate in the stillness and you'll feel what is right instead of just using our fucking head all the time. And, it's that can overthinking can mislead you the wrong direction.
Exactly. I always have a
Definitely.
really good idea of what I would say because I'm in touch with myself and my own behavior. So,
Real quick, guys, I just want to say, Jack, I would like to come back to the conversation that we were having earlier
Please,
on a later
please.
time. So I'll try to contact you a little bit later. King Stephen, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to have a conversation with you on your stream eventually, because I do watch it every once in a while. And Hank, I don't mean to interrupt you anymore. I have to jump out of here. So I'll see you guys soon.
All right, see ya. Yeah, sure. You can hop on my stream. We'll have a conversation live sometime.
Yeah, and I'd definitely like to hear more about like how you find these demons and like what's the first sign and stuff like that. We'll talk about it over there. Anyways, have a great night, guys.
Okay,
Thank
have a
you.
great night. It's
You know
kind of like
what?
finding earthworms for fishing.
yeah, exactly. It's not really hard. You see a circle, people henpeck each other, and then you found them.
I want to recognize how Moose showed up today, and Steven showed up today, and Hank with his good news. But with Moose and that was a wonderful demonstration of his potential. What a
Yes,
great showing. Thank you, Moose.
that's the best that I've seen Moose, and I don't know him that well, but he showed up today open-minded and not aggressive and not insulting. I think that's the best version of Moose I've seen so far.
So far, I love that.
So far.
And Steven, thank you. Thank you. Your feedback on what I was saying. You've been a true pleasure today as well. Sincerely.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. And I appreciate it. I'm here to listen and I do pay attention to what is said on the show. Um, I think Hank does as well when he's not reading the chat. I don't know if he's reading the chat right now, but Hank, I appreciate you as well. He's been on my show various times in the past year or two.
Yeah. Hey, another note I put down. It was actually something I shared with a friend. This idea that we get each other. That's what friends do, right? They get each other. We understand each other. But if you think about it, we get what we get as far as options. We do get each other. And if we can find ways to work with each other, to cooperate with each other,
Yes.
life is easier.
Let's have it all as water under the bridge. Somebody asked you at one point, Jack, about Rose finding me charming or liking me, and you said I have a certain charm, but you said it's kind of a snaky charm or something like that. But I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let all
Thank
of
you.
that stuff go.
Thank you.
That was in the past. I just wanted to ask you though, do you think everyone is redeemable, even beings, let's say in this realm, that are pure evil? Like, no, I don't mean the Panelverse stuff. I mean these
No.
beings that are here that are just doing evil things to humanity. Do you think they can be forgiven and redeemed, or how should we view them?
I believe, yes, I do believe in reform. And I believe the right support, anyone can reform. With the right support, the right example, the right instruction, you provide all the support, and eventually people run out of excuses. That's seems pretty logical to me. But I am for prison reform, trying to actually rehabilitate people, but let's rehabilitate the society so we've got a healthier place for people to return to.
That's what I was trying to understand, your perspective and your stance on rehabilitation with prisoners and those types. That a lot of people in society, in America and other countries, would say, lock them up, throw away the key, put them in a dungeon. They can't be reformed. We can't teach them. But I think your perspective then is it's a sick society. We got to reform society, and that's why they ended up in that situation.
Yes. Yes, and have you heard of the story of the origination of Ho'oponopono? If I'm remembering it right. Have you heard
No,
of
I've
that?
only heard of Yoko Ono, but
It,
that's the
I
only
may be
Ono I know.
I may be mispronouncing it, but it's easily
Okay.
Googled. You can find it. It's the practice of Ho'oponopono or something like that. It originated from a therapist in Hawaii. If I remember the story right, he was transferred to a prison, and through his mental practice of witnessing all of the prisoners healed, they healed. And somehow it's this practice of, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. There's another.
Oh, that's
Please.
starting to ring a bell now that you mentioned it that way.
Yeah, it's like a four step process you do in your mind and your heart with others, for their healing, for your own healing. But it works magic in many. And I practiced it quite a bit. I haven't used it in a while. Obviously, it's kind of not fresh here, but it is the idea of, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
That's
I'm
excellent.
sorry. Maybe there's an I'm sorry. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think there could be an I'm sorry as
Yeah.
well. You know what that reminds me of a little bit is there's this African way of with handling criminals. Instead of locking them up, they have them in front of the tribe, and then everybody tells them good
Mhm.
things when they're caught stealing instead of just punishing them. They're saying you could do better. I like the way you do this, and they kind of get them to open up, and they don't just judge them and punish them. They have a different way of healing the situation.
Here. There it is. Ho Hooponopono. I'm
And there is
sorry.
an I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love you. Oh,
Yes.
that's an ancient Hawaiian prayer used for healing, forgiveness, and self reconciliation. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It
Yeah.
It's repeated to cleanse negativity, promote spiritual and emotional well-being, because the goal is for us all to find peace, within ourselves, despite the misery, despite the pain, to really experience peace. We must surrender the pain, surrender the fear, surrender the doubts. And through praise, good feelings, I'm telling you, love transforms us. But we've got to be willing to love. We've got to be willing to love those who are tough to love. Those are the people who hurt us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could love them, but here's the thing. Sometimes those people just aren't getting the message. That's why I have a catchphrase. I'll do my thing over here, and you be crazy over there. So I'll love them at a distance because they will habitually cross boundaries over and over again, and that makes them a safety risk for my friends and family.
Admittedly, that is part of the thought process I had. Sometimes separation, transforms the heart. And admittedly, that is why I was intentional about kind of shutting the door on a few people. Stephen, sorry you had to be a part of that, but I'm grateful.
Yes. Yes. But this healing process, there's a lot of damaged people out here on the internet and on YouTube. And somebody mentioned the other day that Tommy had traumatic experiences. I don't know his life in childhood, but he's not the only one. I think that's pretty common. I'm not putting him down,
Right.
or anyone else that's gone through that. There's a lot of that in this realm. So there's a lot of damaged people that are scarred, and they do need healing. And I do pray for those in the chat room as well right now, and the ones that are viewing that might be damaged and need some healing, because instead of just attacking and lashing out, they need to heal themselves.
Yes.
I think Tommy lost another YouTube channel this year. This is what I'm talking about. He when you're under YouTube's house, you have to follow YouTube's rules, or you'll be irrelevant.
Well, Hank, I think he's lost more than a YouTube channel, unfortunately. I think he's kind of lost his way in this realm, in this life, and he's lashing out at certain people. I'm one of them. Jack is another one. Paul's another one. There's a list of, there's a handful or more of people that he kind of focuses in on, his anger and his rage. And if he would heal himself, I think his life would be so much better instead of lashing out at us.
Stephen, that's exactly right. Every one of us is carrying around recognized and unrecognized past trauma. It's part of the generational curse, whatever you want to call it. We were born into this world where damage has been done to a lot of innocent people. And the result is a lot of angry people. But what Stephen is saying, that healing of the self, the thing to realize, what truly heals us is knowing the self, not the identity of the self, but knowing the true self is healed. The healing power is the self, because the true self is love. When we step away from love, it's easy to get trapped in these cycles, right? We're like little kids throwing a tantrum, and you can't break it until it breaks,
Yeah. And the little kids throwing a tantrum, they get blinded by their rage, and they don't see themselves. They kind of lose the self-awareness. And it's the same on YouTube. It's the same out there in the world, where a lot of people have this blind rage. And then that rage is we can't see their heart in those moments, because they're just lashing out with so much anger and rage, and they want to hurt us, and they want to, they want to be right, and they want to win, and they want to put us down, and they get wrapped up in this cycle. But they might have a good heart underneath all. I think Tommy probably deep in there has a good heart, but he's just so full of rage every day, it seems like.
It's patterns of denial. I understand the symptoms. To me, the symptoms are so obvious and clear, but I can't force my knowing. I can't force what I know onto anyone. I've failed at that miserably. I've pissed a lot of people off by trying to help them see what they're doing, but eventually the anger will become tiresome. And people who are angry, they're going to either anger themselves into self-destruction, or they're going to get tired of being angry. Until we
Yeah.
recognize the source is of the anger, right? It's the thoughts in here. Until we recognize that, we're just going to keep projecting it out over and over.
It must be exhausting to be angry every day. Just that much energy put into anger. And yeah, I think you're right. They'll get tired of it. Eventually they're going to get tired out of all carrying all that anger for so long.
That's what happened to me.
Yes. And I think Tommy, he could learn from that if he's tuned. I don't know if he's tuned in, listening, watching right now, but if he is, he could, he could say, I don't have to do this anymore. I can drop this anger towards Jack Talcott, towards King Stephen, towards whoever else, and just, try to start healing himself. And he probably has some anger from whatever traumas he endured in his past, in his childhood, or in his life, whatever people have, I don't know his history, but whatever it is, we all carried, like we've all been through certain things in this life. And I do wish him well. I don't wish him any harm or anyone else. If they've gone through things, I hope they heal.
Oops. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I actually think that's the reason why I've met Tommy, Snafu, Paul. I think I've learned some things that they could benefit from. And if they benefited from what I learned, if they could feel as good as I feel, holy shit, man, they'd feel so much better. People would have so many more people would have more fun with them, but they keep pushing people away and they're afraid of having people have fun with them.
Yeah, pushing people away is a sign that they're unhealed, that they have trauma, if they're pushing people away. Hank, did you make amends, you and Paul? Are you guys getting along now? I heard something about a
No, not
recent.
at all. Not at all.
Oh,
Paul's still stuck in the same patterns where he can't stop playing his power games. Um, when he engages me, I always overpower him because I'm not in attention. I'm not tense all the time like he is. So I don't have his health problems. So of course, I always overpower him when he tries to engage in power games. But he doesn't recognize that he's freaking drunk on validation and camera time yet. So he's not. So he's not going to recognize that he's the one who's looking for the power games and not everyone else.
Hey, a couple things here. Yeah, Tommy is upfront about how he feels. Paul too. They are and are not sneaky and disingenuous. They are honest about being against you. But crew, I saw your question too. Where was that? I want to get to that. What have you learned from others? Dude, I have learned so much about myself in this online experience because Snafu, I've been studying you. As you interact with me, I'm paying attention to you. I'm paying attention to me. And just like I've been in your head, you've been in mine. Not as much, though, okay? I assure you. you, you guys are not in my mind near as much as I'm
but
in
I
your.
was earlier. You said you thought of me earlier today before I came on.
Did. I did think of you
Okay.
earlier because I was planning how I wanted to do this. Let's hang out and talk. I was wondering who might show up, and Stephen, you've been here, and that tugs on my own guilt. I don't like pushing people away, but
Mhm.
I'm
I
glad you're here. Thank you.
could I just please address Trexty
Yeah,
in the chat? I think she said that's all I'm saying, Stephen. Trexty, I've been very upfront. I apologized to Jack today. I'm
today,
not sure if you
today.
were here for that today, but I did apologize to him, and I mentioned things I did. I think that's being very clear
Yes,
and very honest and upfront about what I've done, and I apologized for it. I'm
yes.
not sure what you're looking for, Trexty, or if you want me to offer something.
Stephen, thank you. You are correct. The comment in my mind, it was in reference to the past, and you did acknowledge the past properly. I felt that was genuine and authentic, and I thank you.
You're welcome. If Trexty has an issue with me, I don't want to push it, but she can always come and talk to me. I'm open to criticism, and if someone has an issue, but she, I don't want to be critical, but she does seem to be sniping, not just today, but other times. I've only seen negative comments by her about me, and she doesn't know me. So it would
No,
be
but
cool if she got to know me, you know.
I agree. The she has gotten to know me, right? I've mentioned meeting friends, and I think it's fair to say that her and I have become friends. So she's defensive of me, right? Kind of protective of me, and she cares. I've seen that. But
Yes.
and fair enough. She doesn't actually join the panels a lot. She's new to this craziness, so she's being smarter than many of us.
Yeah.
But this comment, and kind of swinging back to Paul, unless you got something, Stephen.
No, I don't have anything more to add to that, but go
Okay,
ahead, Jack.
thank you, man. On this, what Hank said is true. It is possible to talk to Paul. He is a very witty guy, but he doesn't listen very well. He chooses to talk more than listen. It's a habit I've had to break for myself as well. So, crew, that's another answer to you of what I've learned. I've learned it's better to listen than speak sometimes. Not every argument has to be battled, and it's okay that people are wrong sometimes. Crew, you've been wrong a lot about me too, and I hope you tune in. I hope you see the examples that others have brought here today, Snafu, because there's been some good examples of manners, right? Respect, and it's been appreciated.
It's cool when it goes this way, when
It
people
is.
don't interrupt and it's chill and people have manners. It's like a nice, calm, chill discussion, chill stream, and then we get somewhere.
I feel it provides more value. Now, if the entertainment's there or not, I don't know. I don't know what people want anymore. They're finicky.
Here's the thing. I personally, I don't make this my business, but I really don't worry about the chat because when I do a show, I have something I want to accomplish. Their opinions are not relevant till I actually get the thing done. So I don't really worry about it.
Well, in my experience, what I've been learning to do in life and online is truly, because people are so finicky. It really is. It's impossible to please everybody. So you may as well please the one that's most important to you, and that's you. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been doing what pleases me. And I feel pretty good about me. Sometimes I make mistakes, but it's how I learn. Oh, God. Paul, you are welcome to join. It has been a long time. In my memory, it seems like it's been quite a while since you and I have hung out and spent time together. And when you're not fighting me, man, you are so much fun. Even when you are fighting me, you're fun sometimes. But um, Paul and I, let's see, something bigger is about to happen here any minute. We never know what the future is going to bring until the future brings it. That was my thought with God too, and the idea of the heavenly forces that bring life into being. there's an uncertainty with any creation. How is it going to turn out? Right? How is it going to be received? What's it going to look like? And that's what we are. I could imagine the heavens creating us. We've got a purpose. The same purpose is written within all of us. Know God, walk with love, and learn. Learn, live, experience all that you can while you're here. That's the same purpose for all of us. But what are we going to decide? No one knows. No one knows except the mind of intelligence that allows it.
Yes, I find Paul hilarious. He's funny sometimes when he's not being a total asshole. When he's not being an asshole, I can laugh at the stuff that he says, like something big is. But something big is happening. Paul has an expression. It's happening now, and it is happening now. It is. I mean, if people pay attention, they can catch on to what's going on.
So I think it's funny whether or not he's being an asshole. Like when he is being an asshole, it's hard to communicate with him.
You find it when he is being an asshole, you still find him funny, Hank?
Yeah, I do still find him funny, but he's not. But I don't bother trying to communicate with him because he's not going to receive anything.
Here, he's a Here, I don't have it fancy for that, but I can drop this for sure. I haven't figured out the technology that
We coaxed him on here. He wants to come on and talk, I think.
I hope so, because
I hope so.
I was going to swing back to that comment of Hollywood. Paul is built for Hollywood. He is a star, man. He's got an energy and a talent to him. It just, I don't think that's deniable. People see it. But similar to our friend Tommy and others, that anger stuff, man.
Paul is entertaining.
Yeah.
I will hand it to him on that. He's cooking. Okay.
Hey, blessings to you, brother. Enjoy your evening. I appreciate you tuning in for sure. Okay. I do have respect for the young man, and eventually it'll be returned.
Those damn youngins. I think Landry got upset when you called him a young man or something. He took it the wrong way. He got sensitive over it. I noticed that. He got sensitive when you said young man. He just kind of, he's calling me a young man.
Hey, Stephen, just so you're aware, my friend Trexty, while she's been critical of you, she offered me some friendly feedback that I could have done a lot better with Mr. Landry, that I came across a little bit harsh and maybe a little maybe a little
It's
wrong.
all to my benefit, so thank you very much, Jack, for sending them my way.
Hey, I'm glad. Hey, we've got another guest that I've been talking about and talking to from the chat. So let's see what happens here. Welcome,
Jack. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What have we accomplished today? With no offense to Steve, Steven does his esoteric thing. Hank is just a fool online. But what have we accomplished today? Stopping wars in this broadcast or anything. What do you feel, you and Hank and Steven, and honestly, this is really towards you, not Steven. Hank's irrelevant.
Look who's judging.
What have you done in this podcast? Just curious, and I'm being friendly here because we're working on certain stuff. I want to know what you feel you've done different, because I feel this is like repeat mode, just more a hug a buddy, fuck a buddy session. Okay. But what have we done to stop wars?
Well, I'm not sure that I could give you an adequate answer that would really help you feel that I'm on the right path. But let me point out to you, what's happening here is actually a part of the process. Because as I end wars with people who've found disagreements with me in the past, it gives me a lot greater chance.
Cool. That's fair. Cool. You did end that war.
Well, and admittedly, it wasn't entirely my choice, but it is another example of my faith. And I have a faith that God is going to allow wars to end, and that there is a chance that Jack Talcott might be a part of that. I'd like to explore that chance as far as I can. Because anything is possible with God. And that's what I've devoted myself to being, is with God. God is the love, man. The love of life. That's how you know God. That's how you appreciate God. Love the life you've been given. It's the only one you got right now.
Through God, all things are possible. And that's through the truth. God is the truth. So if we have trust and faith in God, then we're well on our way. I think Hank would agree with that as well. Would you, Hank? Yeah.
I think it's happening, guys. Seriously. What Snafu asked, okay? Part of this trip, admittedly, publicly, we've already talked about it in many different ways. Part of this trip is strategy. I'm building a team. There is a team Talcott coming together and making peace with folks who have been around. That's a part of it. You guys are a part of the team as soon as we get on the same page, for sure.
Yes, and I've actually noticed some changes in some people, even with Cage recently. I noticed the other day it was like half normal. I was like, what's going on here? He's actually not interrupting as much and not playing a lot of the games that he's been known for, you could say. I mean, there are some changes here to be noticed, and if people just give credit when they notice this instead of trying to drag people down, things could be a lot better between everyone on here.
Stephen, yes. And what I just heard from you was a lesson I was reminded of recently. How much better we can do with each other when we start recognizing the good qualities in each other. Because you give someone a compliment when they're feeling pretty alone and on their own, feeling like they're not good enough. You help them help remind someone of how special they are, how much appreciated they truly can be. It transforms people.
Yeah, but I have to remind people, sometimes when people want to drag you down, you just have to kick them to the curve.
Some people feel the need to do that. I'm not like that. I mean, it takes a while for me to kick someone off and away from me because I know I've got a better chance of influencing them the closer I am to them.
Hank, some of those people might have been kicked to the curb many times, though, before you ran across them, where they were outcast and beaten down, and they've been through hell. And then, they come along and you push them away and say, I don't want them near me, but sort of like a stray animal that's kind of been rejected.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, sometimes you're like a rabid animal, so you really don't have much of a better option. Until God heals them, I'm not a miracle worker.
Well, don't underestimate yourself, brother.
I never know rabies.
Not rabies, but emotional distress, frantic states, the calm energy of someone who is grounded, they're present in someone who's in a weak state, whether it's anger or frustration or sadness. If you can be a strong witness for someone to reflect the strength back to them that, I have more faith in you right now than you have in yourself. Here, take some of my faith. You can do that with someone. You can transform anyone, dude. It's God that does it. And God is the truth. So if we can share the truth with love, it's got a better chance of being received.
Yes, but what you're not getting is sometimes distance makes a heart grow fonder, so sometimes you can put space between them just to get them to change.
That's an exception to what I'm saying for sure, but it kind of distracts from what I'm saying.
Right.
Because this is my personal experience. And it kind of ties back to that question from Snafu. What did I learn from others? What I have been learning in this online experience is how important it is to communicate properly, meaning accurately and with love, right? Because our words aren't heard when we're yelling. People shut down. Their minds start going, oh, that one's out of control. They start describing what they're seeing. The mind of judgment clouds the reception.
Yes. Sometimes people yell so loud that we can't even hear them. They're yelling so loudly and we're in the same room or whatever. And it's like they think that yelling louder will make them heard, but they're so loud that we really don't hear what they're saying. It's like our mind just tunes them out in a way.
And so think these thoughts through. I love this path you're on, Stephen. And it's something I looked at myself. Why am I yelling? I've heard it said that we yell at each other because our hearts are feeling distant from each other. We feel a distance when we're unheard, unseen, unrecognized. And so we start yelling, getting louder, trying to grow our presence. But that overpowering presence doesn't help. This is what I think. This is honestly, to swing it back, you mentioned Cage specifically. I've seen a lot of people growing here online. A lot of people who have, especially those who are trying to do the inner work is getting done. I'm seeing better examples of people showing up. And so this is how we influence each other. It's how life happens. We don't get to choose who we experience, not completely. Stephen, were you going to jump in? Thank you for joining, Hank. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it was good to see you, Hank. You're right. We don't get to choose. And we're surrounded, in a sense, by people that can teach us things, can challenge us, can kind of push us in different directions. Sometimes they push our buttons. Sometimes they're yelling at us. But it is all part of this experience that we're in. And it's better to deal with people if we can be civil and respectful and not be rude and not be vicious and all that. And just try to get along, even if we don't agree on, nobody agrees on everything. I mean, we're going to have some different points of view, but it feels so much better like this than the other way of yelling and just all the drama that goes on. And sometimes people are yelling so much I can't even. It's just like I hear some of them come on here and they're yelling and yelling and yelling. It's like I don't remember what they said. It's all kind of a blur of just yelling.
It's fascinating what the human species has become. I mean, I was observing the state of society earlier on my own, and oh my God. Donald Trump. The American public thought it wise to take a fucking reality TV star and make him the commander-in-chief. Same thing happened in Ukraine, taking a fucking actor and putting him in the position of importance. Why don't we have scientists or scholars or, people of intelligence instead of fucking attorneys legislating everything?
What's with all the attorneys and actors from Reagan to Trump to whoever? It's really strange when you think about it that we have all these actors. All the world's a stage, as Shakespeare wrote, and it is kind of a stage that we're living in.
It's being shown to be true. And I don't like what I'm seeing on the world stage. I'd like to either change the script or change the actors. That's why I want to speak to Donald Trump and the men and women in Congress. If they can't figure out how to get peace achieved in the immediacy, then they need to get the fuck out of the way and let those of us who know how do it.
Do you think if you had to decide on a word for Trump, would you call him actor or would you call him psychopath?
I would call him confused. He's a product of his past, and he's got unresolved childhood trauma he's never faced. He's a sick man who's causing a lot of damage in the world, and he does not know what he is doing. He's not thinking about the consequences of his actions because he's surrounded by a flock of yes men. I've heard testimonies of people who deal with him, and the guy is not right in his head. Someone needs to do something. I feel prepared. Am I qualified? I don't know.
So he's confused and sick, and he's leading the world essentially in the wrong direction.
He's a sign of the times for us to see that the world is a stage. They are performing for us. Let's not forget that the power is in the audience. The power is in the body, in the people. It's in the citizens. It's in the workers. We are the power. We are the light that God has sent into the world, and the world loves its darkness. The world loves its war. The world loves its oppression. The world loves its battles. The world loves its disagreements, its content, arguing for what? Intellectual masturbation. That's what the technology has created. Praise God.
Yes, praise God. And I want to add to that. You said about light in the world. If we enter a dark room, let's say a gymnasium, a great big gym with no lights on, and we open the door with a candle or a flashlight, the darkness retreats. Even just one flame going into that, it will begin. And the more lights we bring, the more the darkness retreats. So the more light that we are in this dark world, or the more that the darkness will begin to retreat. We're supposed to be, as Jack said, light in this world. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, my mind drifted, but thank you, Stephen, for what you were sharing. This comment from Casey. Jack, did you use the email list of Congress I sent you that would be interested in helping you? No, I have not used that email yet. Okay, I saw what I saw. I looked at every link. I read through it. I didn't feel that's the path for me. Now, if you feel different than I do, Casey, you or Cage, because you guys did put in the time, if you feel different than I do, please feel free. Use what you shared with me and do so on my behalf, right? I'm most interested in aligning with the men and women who are leading organizations, Code Pink, Veterans for Peace, World Beyond War, these national organizations, American organizations, I don't know, I'm pretty sure they're worldwide. And the Schiller Institute, all of these links are in every description of my videos, these anti-war efforts. So going to people who have less viewers on YouTube than me, a couple of them look like they had their own organizations, but nothing I'd heard of, and nothing that really was calling out to me. So Casey and Cage, no, I've not followed through with what you've offered to me. But thank you for taking the time to do so, and thank you for asking about it, following up.
Yes. I'll second that. Jack, do you think that doing a mass emailing campaign would be helpful, not for Congress, but maybe to Don Lemon or Tucker Carlson or somebody that a bunch of us could mass email and say, hey, would you like to talk to this guy, Jack Talcott, and reach out to them and see how they respond? Would that be a worthwhile effort?
I believe so. I mean, I've tried it on my own. I've reached out to lots and lots of people who I thought might be interested. But someone doing self-promotion, there's so many people competing for attention. And this is where, when I got on Don Lemon, I was hoping that there'd be some support to get me more attention, but it's coming together. Everything is coming together. And
I want to respond to Red. I have tried that in comments and emails, Red, to Don Lemon. I have tried it with Don, but I was saying about Tucker, I didn't hear back from Don Lemon. But Tucker Carlson is another one that's in the media. He used to be, I think, on CNN a long time ago, and then he was on various TV shows, TV news programs over the years. He's been in the media for I don't know how long, 30 years or more, it seems like. But so yeah, some of us are trying, Red. We're not all like Margot. Margot's all talk, I think, when it comes to that sort of thing. But some of us have made attempts. We haven't succeeded yet, but
right.
try again. That's all. Like, just keep trying, and yeah.
And I appreciate that, Stephen. I do. To anyone who is offering support, and even the support that I've not used, I appreciate the effort. Okay. Obviously, there is more I could do. I could do a lot more to educate myself into editing, improving, doing more content for members. I could do a lot more on my own to grow. But admittedly, the path that I'm on, God has been showing me what I've been doing. Am I right? Am I wrong? I feel at peace. I feel with love. And I want to share this peace and this love with the entire world any way that I can. So that's why I go live each day.
Well, peace and love, man, feels so much better than anger, hate, war, resentment, bitterness, all these sorts of things that some people get wrapped up in, and they spiral and they hang on to this stuff for years and years. And it's so much better to just let that go and be more into the mind state of peace and love. And Mind Mirage, shout out, just said, just saw the best co-host in here. Had to stop in and say, King Stephen is the best. See, there you go. There, every once in a while, there is a comment like that. I mentioned earlier that there were comments like that once in a while, and they still come through. So, thank you very much to Mind Mirage. I appreciate that. I do try when I'm on here. I really do.
I saw other comments like that as well earlier, so I didn't highlight them, but I saw.
It feels good though. It really does feel good to see that, because there's a lot of hatred on here, man. Like, there's a lot of unhealed people. I won't call them hateful. They're unhealed people, and then they want somebody to blame. And I know that Jack has gone through that with people wanting to scapegoat or blame him for all the world's problems, and they want to paint him a certain way. Because they have their own issues. And I think if people can get beyond doing that and accept people as they are and say, you know what, he's trying to do something here. And if they pay attention to Jack's mission, that would be helpful, where they could say, he's actually trying to do something here. I'm not going to get wrapped up in these little petty squabbles, and just be bigger than that. I think if we get beyond that, then we can work miracles.
That's what I've been shown, Stephen. When we can get beyond the limits, get beyond the limitations. And swinging back to what you were saying, some people do, they just get trapped in this darkness. But as soon as they can break free, there's a new life that begins. Every one of us go through these tests and these struggles, and it's just a perfect design for a greater life to emerge. Life is created for the strong, the resilient, the creative, the resourceful. But the observation I got earlier today, truly, we get each other. Who we get is who we get. But we can get each other. We can understand each other. We can use what we get, because in life, that's what happens. You get what you get. You can be happy about what you have, or you can be miserable about what you have. It's up to you. But we get what we get. And if you don't go after what you want, you may not like what you get. That's what I've learned. So go ahead, Stephen.
Okay, thank you. I heard you say something the other day to Illuma Tommy. I can't remember if it was here or on another stream. It might have been his show, but you said that life is about love and that love is more of the highest power. And he said something that was strange. And it just came to my mind now, where he said that life is about the survival of the fittest. And it sounded like Darwin to me. And I was thinking, Tommy, do you understand how that sounds? I'm not faulting him or putting him down, but it sounds like what they teach us in school, that Darwinism, survival of the fittest. And if you're not the fittest, you don't deserve to live, and you have no value. And they go away, an animal that has a broken paw or something will just die. And it didn't sound Christian, and it didn't sound like someone that would follow a loving God. And I was like, wow, isn't that interesting? And I'm not really faulting him or pointing it out as a flaw, but the contrast between Jack's view and Illuma Tommy's was very stark. And I was thinking, Tommy, do you not understand? Like, you sound like a Darwinist at this point, like a scientist. And it's a cruel way of looking at this place.
What I see is the result of conditioning and propaganda. That survival of the fittest fit in perfectly for the religious supremacy ideas, and it supported the capitalist idea as well. Survival of the fittest, even the economic stage, that's a bunch of crap. We don't have to create systems that only the deceptive and manipulative and the heartless can. Let me not bastardize too many people, because there's also amazing people who have been blessed with success, and I don't want to disrespect anyone, really. It's all God's dream. It's all God's plan. But I truly feel like everything is coming together. I am not alone in these learnings. There's many people who are looking into studying, understanding, teaching non-duality, teaching the universal forces. There's so many ways to explain these things, but there's only one way for it to be realized: through the grace of God. God's grace is so glorious. We're not worthy of life, and yet we've been given it. Go ahead, Stephen. To say what we're worthy of.
I really agree with the part about getting away from cruelty and grace, choosing grace and peace and love rather than cruelty. If we capitalism is kind of a cruel system. It's a hierarchical system, and it's a system that kind of is survival of the fittest with corporations and capitalism. So it kind of, not that I agree, but it kind of makes sense when people say it's about survival of the fittest and then they support the money system and capitalism. They have that whole way of thinking, and it's one direct line. And again, Tommy comes to mind on that, which is weird considering his living situation. And I'm not even putting him down for that, but it is kind of strange for someone to be in that situation and to love capitalism and survival of the fittest. And it's just kind of bizarre in a way. But yeah, I think if we had a more loving, caring system for people, and I know how I'm kind of perceived. People have the narrative that I'm a so-called trust fund baby or rich and silver spoon and all this sort of stuff. But I still do care about people, whether they have more than me or less than me. I've always had that in me, as a heart for people, the less fortunate. And Yeah, I mean, I just don't like the survival of the fittest view of this world, because it just pits us against each other, and nothing really. There's no way to unite with that, and it ends up in cruelty and war.
It is. And the evidence is being shown to everyone around the world. It's time for change. It's about time to start wrapping up, but I want to swing back to the Tucker Carlson topic he brought up, where you mentioned Tucker Carlson. He came to my mind, my awareness recently, when he was the interview with Marco Rubio, whatever his name is. He was basically calling him out on being a war pig, but he was polite. And that's one thing I appreciate and respect about him, is him and others, they're willing to make news by reporting the news, and reporting the news correctly is what the world is looking for. We need to start calling out these damn politicians. And then when I saw that, that's where I thought maybe Tucker Carlson might be a path, right? He's got connections. I sure as hell don't.
Yes. I also think that it would be a great conversation between Tucker Carlson and Jack Talcott. It would not just be entertaining, it would be intelligent. I think it would be respectful. And I think that he would probably understand, I think right away, a lot of your views. I think he would probably relate, and he would be in agreement, maybe not with everything, but with quite a bit, I think, of what you say. So I think that would be an excellent choice if you could get an interview with Tucker Carlson. I would watch that for sure.
TheThank you. I appreciate that. And that idea is in my head. Not only him, even that wild card Alex Jones, man. There's opportunities with him. He's gotten the attention of the Trump administration. He's been in bed with them for a while. He's got a way in. There's always a way.
Yes, and that's a path beyond the panelverse as well, to broader audiences, more people that aren't just in these circles, reaching more and broadening. And then word of mouth, people would say, oh, hey, did you see Jack Talcott, or did you see the guy that was on Alex Jones or Tucker Carlson? That guy made some great points. And then all of a sudden people are talking about Jack Talcott. Your name gets out there and reaches a broader audience. So that is a path.
Holy cow, Stephen. I love you, my friend. Along with that, there's a saying that I heard others saying that it could catch on. Do you know Jack Talcott? Do you know Jack Talcott yet?
Do you know Jack Talcott? People should start saying that, and to not just here, beyond word of mouth. On the panelverse and in real life. In real life, to your family, friends, say, hey, do you know Jack Talcott? And Please. They'll say, if they don't know you, they might be like, who do you mean? And just through word of mouth, get the ball rolling and start spreading the word, as they say.
I love it. And someone else started that. I heard it, and I'm like, why not? I love that idea. So, Stephen, I am about to start wrapping up. I'm going to do a few final words on my own, but let me give you the space, please, and thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for having me on. It was a great show today. You went for an hour and 45 minutes so far, and that's excellent. And I think we really got somewhere today, some ideas, and moving forward. And I think instead of dwelling on the past, moving forward, blazing a trail, a Talcottian trail, you might even say. A Talcottian trail. And if people can go around and saying, do you know Jack Talcott?
Please do.
Catch on. If that catches on as a meme, like wildfire on YouTube, social media, on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can reach people, and in real life, beyond the panelverse, start reaching out to normie people. Please. And get them, introduce them to Jack Talcott. I think this is an excellent way to market organic word of mouth marketing for Jack Talcott. So thank you, Jack, for having me on. God bless you. God bless Talcottia. Thank you all, and I will see you again soon. Have an excellent evening tonight.
Holy cows. King Stephen. Thank you. I don't say that often, but today, the way you arrived and showed up, thank you. Sincerely. I'll include it. This was a fun live stream for me, and Stephen, as a co-host, you did wonderful. I think you shined today. So I'm grateful that you showed up, and I'm grateful that I brought you up. And the other guests as well. Moose was here. There was others. Hank, to everyone who joined live on the panel, in the chat, to everyone who tunes in and finds me later, even if it's a restream or somewhere else, please. I love the ideas and the topics, because if anything is possible, it's up to us to find the willingness. What do you want your future to be? Don't go to the mind as much as the heart, because the heart holds your dreams. But it sounds cliche, it sounds whatever it sounds, however it sounds to you, it is what's true. And what's true is there's no reason to fight. There's every reason to love, to forgive, to just let go, to surrender, to realize the you that you are is not the identity you think you are. You are you in the present moment. All the blessings, all the flaws, all the pains, all the challenges, all the comforts, all the joys, it's all you. And it's always been you. It's always been you and God through it all. I'm going to wrap it up here, because now my mind's just going back to God, and I could just go on and God and love and God. And then people don't know what I'm really talking about, but it feels right to me. So I'm going to stop here. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, thank you. And ask yourself, do you know Jack? Ask others, do you know Jack? Let's start a movement. Let's become a part of the answer, the solution that our ancestors were dreaming of, that other people are praying for. Let's be the blessing in our own community, in our own home, in our own life. Let's become the blessing for the world that we live in. It's here, it's now, it's for you to become. I hope you realize that for yourself as well. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all, and thank you. Peace.